Okay, I really need to make a comment about all this financial ruin information we're seeing all over the news about the failed financial bailout that was to take place today that they voted on. If you want to know my opinion, I'm glad that they chose not to do the financial bailout for several reasons. First of all, you have companies that recklessly spend money, spend it unwisely, that have shareholders. Why should the taxpayers be expected to pick up the tab for these companies? All the stocks tanked today. You know what? They'll come back. They always do. Okay? It just has to happen, and it will happen. Again, you take a risk. The risk, and if you look at your portfolio throughout a 20-year period, if you're 50 years old, 60 years old, you'll see that the line goes like this with how your investments have done. That's just how it works. It's historically the way it works. I just don't understand how people think it's okay to just throw this money back to companies when they've obviously made bad choices. And then if you look at some of the CEO salaries, I Googled today CEO salaries, and here's some information I got. The CEO of Oracle, okay, earns $192.92 million a year. Okay, the CEO of Trane, Trane, earns $127.10 a year. Okay, Chesapeake Energy, that CEO earns $116 million and some change. Countrywide Financial, and if I'm not mistaken, isn't that also a mortgage company? I believe so. $102 million a year. That's a phenomenal amount of money to earn every freaking year. Do the math and figure out how much that is a week. Probably more than you and I make in a year. Insane. And last year in December, I was watching CNN, and I see all these reports in December about all these financial houses and their employees getting these huge bonuses. And we're talking $100,000 here, $1 million here, to day traders, people just trading on the stock market, brokers, brokerage firms. That's a lot of money for bonuses. I haven't seen a bonus in about 10 years. Most people don't see bonuses anymore. And they're talking about how Mercedes, BMW, Jaguar sales are going to be skyrocketing that month because everyone's going to go out and spend their bonus money. Nice. And then what? The next year, we bail you out. I think it's insane. If the government was going to do this bailout and they did approve it, where were they going to pull that money from? That's a lot of money. Do we just have that sitting around somewhere in case something like this happens? Where's that money going to come from? They can't wait for our tax increase to pay for it because that would take several years to get that kind of money back. So apparently we have a stockpile of cash somewhere that we were going to either liquidate or pull from a vault. And if that's the case, why aren't we using that money to grow jobs here at home, to feed our hungry, to get people that want to work jobs? I don't understand. You know, it raises a lot of questions to me. And if you're going to recklessly spend your money, don't expect the taxpayers to bail you out. And some advice, if you're over 50 years old, that puts you roughly about 12 to 15 years away from retirement, if you're lucky. You should not, at this point in time, have any money in your investments in high risk anything, because you're taking a big chance of losing your retirement money. That's just common sense. And if you have a half-decent financial advisor, they would have told you that. Take your money out of high risk at age 50, move it back to some safe, lower interest-bearing funds or investments that are not going to put you in the poorhouse and cause you to work until the day you die. Let this be a lesson to all the other companies out there. This is what happens, okay? All these other companies that right now are tanking in their stocks, look at your other business partners and your friends out there that are screwing up and spending money stupidly. This is what happens. This is the result of that. You know, let it be a lesson to everybody. And where are the agencies in the government that are supposed to be tracking these things? Do you know how many people are employed by the federal government? I bet it's over 30,000 people that are supposed to have college degrees, MBAs even, doctorates. Don't you think someone should have saw this coming? Don't you think someone would have had a little tip that, okay, something's about to go down the shitter? Apparently, all that money we spend for these people in the government to look out for us isn't a good investment either, is it? I would say not. Not when you can't have the SEC, who I thought was supposed to monitor these things, the National Treasury, etc. All these organizations to keep things up and up were missed. Someone's not doing their job, people. Someone, and all these people that are making a lot of money, more than us, aren't doing their jobs either. So as far as I'm concerned, you have your opinions. I'm glad the thing didn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen. Because then where do you draw the line? And what do you do about the agencies in place to stop it that aren't doing their job? Maybe we should oversee them as well. Maybe we should crack down on those people. Anyway, that's my piece. Take it easy.